Hi everyone. So now we are going to discuss a template method design pattern. So template method design pattern belongs to behavioral category of design patterns, wherein it handles the interactions problems which we face in the real life design issues. So a template method is one in which we define the skeleton of the algorithm in an operation. So we define the skeleton of an algorithm in the base class and we just defer some of the steps to the subclasses. I define the entire skeleton of the algorithm in the base class. So entire algorithm is fixed. The skeleton is fixed. The skeleton of the algorithm is fixed, but I am deferring some of those steps to the subclasses. So whenever you find such problems wherein your algorithm is fixed, the set of steps to achieve the problem is fixed, but each of the steps can vary in different situations, then you have to use template method design pattern. So let's dive into template method to understand it more. So I have a very simple example on the screen here. I have one person, okay, and this person have different operations that needs to be done. So what are those different operations? Get ready to leave house. He needs to get ready to leave house. So this function is nothing but an algorithm. So these are the 4 steps of the algorithm. First is he needs to wash up, he needs to feed the dog, he needs to eat the breakfast, and then he needs to dress. So these are the 4 steps of the algorithm which is fixed. I am not allowing user to change the algorithm. So algorithm is fixed. Person needs to wash up, he needs to feed the dog, he needs to have the breakfast, and then he needs to dress. Now the algorithm is fixed, the skeleton is fixed, but each step in the algorithm I can defer it to the subclasses based on the context. So for example, in this example, wash up is abstract. That means wash up is not implemented in the base class. So that is implemented in each of the derived classes. So let's see how it is implemented. So wash up is not implemented in the base class, but it's implemented in the derived classes. So wash up to Joe is he takes bath. Wash up to Dave means he takes shower. Wash up to Superman means Superman never stinks. So he never does a wash up. But always you need to have a placeholder there. You need to write there saying nothing to do, but you need to definitely have a placeholder because wash up is an abstract method on top. So wash up is an abstract method which is not implemented in the person class, but it is implemented in the derived classes. So for Joe, wash up means taking bath. For Dave, wash up means taking a shower. For Superman, Superman never stinks, so he doesn't wash up. So what you have learned from this particular explanation? Wash up is the first step of the algorithm and it's compulsory to be followed, that it has to be step number 1. So the skeleton of the algorithm is fixed, but what you are doing in each of the steps may vary. So here wash up is the first point in my algorithm, so you need to do it anyhow. But the way wash up is done by each of the derived classes is different. That can definitely vary, but the skeleton have to be intact. I can't afford to change my skeleton. Skeleton have to be intact, but each individual steps in the algorithms can vary. That's why I'm saying you can defer some steps to the subclasses, but the algorithm skeleton needs to be fixed. So what is the second step? Feed dog. It's equal to everyone, meaning the way Joe Dave and Superman feeds the dog is the same. Since all three are feeding dog in the same way, I am implementing that feed dog in the person class itself. Instead of repeating the code everywhere, since all three subclasses feed the dog in the same way, I am implementing it just once in the base class. The step number 3 of the algorithm says eat breakfast. Eat breakfast is step number 3 in the algorithm. It's abstract. That means it is not implemented in the base class. The way each subclasses eat breakfast are different. So let's see how Joe eats the breakfast. He eats an apple for a breakfast. Dave eats cereals for his breakfast. And Superman eats power bar for his breakfast. Wow. So the way all three subclasses have their breakfasts are different. But definitely they need to take a breakfast. So I am not hampering my skeleton of the algorithm. But the way that step is performed by each of the subclasses are different. Okay. The last step of the algorithm is dress. Okay. So the dress is implemented in the base class, but it can be overridden if someone is dressing differently. Dress is implemented in the base class, but it can be overridden by the subclasses if someone wants to dress differently. So in this example, dress is not overridden in Joe, it's not overridden in Dave as well, because they dress normally. I am overriding dress in Superman class. Why? Because Superman puts his underwear on top of his pants. So the way Superman dresses is different from Joe and Dave. That's why I have overridden dressing in Superman class only. So with this, what we have understood is the algorithm skeleton is intact, but each step in that algorithm I can defer it to the base, I can defer it to the subclasses if they perform that operation differently. If a particular step in the algorithm is common across all the subclasses, then you can define that step in the base class itself. But if a particular step in the algorithm is performed differently by different subclasses, then have it as a placeholder in the base class, but define it in each of the subclasses in which it is being done differently. So in template method design pattern, you define a skeleton in the base class, and that skeleton is definitely fixed. But you can defer some of the steps of that algorithm to subclasses so that they can perform some of the steps differently, but we have to stick to the algorithm. So in the second example that I have on my screen, there is a basic floor plan which is the base. The floor plan, the basic one is the base. Then I'm adding third gable and adding the two wings. So I'm adding the third gable and I'm adding the two wings. That's something that is extended here. For this example, I'm just adding one wing. And for this example, I'm adding a fireplace. So the basic floor plan is same, but here I'm adding two wings and I'm adding a third gable. Here I'm adding one wing. Here I'm adding a fireplace. So that means some of the steps I'm deferring it to the derived classes, but the basic skeleton is the same. Now this is the simple example of a template method design pattern. So what am I doing? Step number 1 is I need to define an algorithm whose skeleton is fixed. Now where is the algorithm? Withdraw function is the algorithm. So this is a template method, withdraw. So what is it doing? It is accepting amount from the user and it's defining the algorithm here. Now what's the algorithm? First step of the algorithm is start. It will just print start on the screen. Second step of the algorithm calls function max limit. So max limit function is pure virtual function here. So it will be implemented in the subclasses. So I'm deferring this step to subclasses. Step number 3 of the algorithm says if the amount that is passed from outside is less than the max limit, then you allow the transaction. If amount that comes from outside is greater than or equal to the limit, then print not allowed on the screen. And the last step of the algorithm says end the transaction. So I'll just repeat this algorithm. Step number 1 says start the transaction. Step number 2 says calculate the max limit for this particular account. So max limit is just an abstract here. It is actually implemented by subclasses. That means this step of the algorithm I am deferring to subclasses. This step of the algorithm I am deferring to subclasses. So if the amount that is entered by the user is less than the limit, then you allow the transaction. Else you don't allow the transaction. And finally end the transaction. So the way you start the transaction is same for a normal account holder and the power account holder. That's why it is implemented in the base class itself. The max limit is different for normal account holder and it's different for power account holder. That's why it is implemented in each of the subclasses. So max limit for normal account holder is 1000. Max limit for power account holder is 5000. That's why it is implemented in the respective subclasses. If the amount that is passed from outside is less than limit, you allow. Since allow is same for normal and power, it's implemented only in the base class. Then you are just ending a transaction. The way you end the transaction is same for normal and power. That's why it's implemented in the base. So what's the learning here? Learning here is in template method the algorithm skeleton is fixed. But some of the steps you can defer it to the derived classes. I repeat, in template method the algorithm is fixed, but some of the steps you can defer it to the derived classes. So in the main, what I am doing, I am creating a power account and I am trying to withdraw 1500. So is 1500 less than limit of power account? Yes, because power account has a limit of 5000 and I want to withdraw 1500. It's within the limit, so it allows the transaction. Then I am creating a normal account and I am trying to withdraw 1500. What's the limit for a normal account holder? Only 1000. So 1500 will exceed the limit and it will print on the screen not allowed. Okay. So now that I have covered strategy design pattern and template method design pattern, now I would like to have a comparison between these two. How are strategy pattern different from a template method design pattern? So strategy uses composition to vary an algorithm. So in the context class, you can compose the strategy object. In context class, you have to compose the strategy object. So you have to use composition to vary the different algorithms. But in template method, you have to use inheritance to vary the algorithm. In strategy pattern, the whole algorithm changes by changing the strategy. Either you can use bubble sort or shell sort. You have to use one of the algorithm. Whole algorithm changes if you are planning to change your strategy. But in template method, only part of algorithm changes. We have seen in the previous example, only the max limit step changes depending on whether it's a normal account holder or a power account holder. So only the part of the algorithm changes in template method design pattern. In strategy pattern, it's used when entire behavior is different implementations. Shell sorting, the way it is implemented is totally different from the way bubble sort is implemented. So strategy is used when entire behavior has a different implementations. And template method is used when some steps of the algorithms can have different implementations. In the previous example, only the max limit was differing between normal account holder and the power account holder. So only when some of the steps are varying, only the sum of the steps are changing the implementations, it's a template method. But in strategy, whole algorithm changes. In strategy, new strategies can be created by defining new classes. Currently, I have a shell sort, I have a bubble sort. Suppose a third sort algorithm comes in, like quick sort, I can definitely add it. So new strategies can be created by defining new classes. And in case of template method, the algorithm can be changed only at fixed set of points called hooks. So I can change the algorithm only at fixed set of points. So which are the hooks here? Hooks are the points which I can override in my derived classes. Okay. The last difference in strategy and template is, in strategy, replacement for if-else switch case statements. So if you have many if-else switch case statements in your code, you can remove them using strategy pattern. And in template method, code duplication is avoided by factoring common code in your parent class. So we saw in the previous slide that except the max limit function, all other functions had a common code. So what did I do? I moved the common code in the base class, and only the max limit function was implemented in the derived classes. So I am factoring common code in the base class in template method, and only what is differing goes into the derived class. Okay, so with that I am completing a template method. Thank you.